What is going on with Africans between African Americans?
It's time to boycott the African braid shops.
Complete blackout on African braiding shops.
What African you know that got here, number one?
Africans and African Americans do not have the same blood.
African Americans are better than Africans.
Essence Fest is whack and washed now because it's run by a bunch of Africans.
America is a copy and paste country.
Y'all are mad disrespectful.
See the Zulu parade in New Orleans? It looks crazy.
Excuse me, who did they descend from?
I never understood the beef between black people and African.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Sandy. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to another episode of The World is Ghetto. Yes, y'all, welcome back to another episode, you guys. I hope everyone is doing fine on this Saturday. It's a great day to be alive. Today's topic now, my Africans and my black brothers and sisters are tussling on TikTok, and this has been going on for a minute on my FYP, and I have even been joining some of the conversations, some of the rooms, to understand why they're trying to boycott African businesses. And I felt like, let me present this video for you guys so that you guys can see different perspectives as why people are going to go ahead and boycott African businesses from August 1st, which is in a couple of days. So basically they're preparing, they're going there, they're having their debates, they're trying to also like be level-headed with Africans, and I feel like it's a great topic, and you guys will hear more on my perspective at the end of the video, because I don't want to eat up the whole time for the video for you guys to watch. So how I understand this is it's been like a tit for tat kind of thing, because it started with the Zulu parade. Y'all will see it in here, and that happened in New Orleans, and then from there the Essence Festival, and then now they come in with the let's boycott the African businesses. So we will see that, but it's not gonna be in that order. It will be in the order of the African shops that they're talking about the boycott, and then we will see as to why the Africans will come in and let us know, like, y'all disrespected us, our culture, and give us our 2 cents about why they feel how they feel. And then at the end we will see some different scenarios as to why they are calling for this boycott. So it's so many different perspectives, and I feel like it's very educational to know what is happening around, because I'm telling y'all, I could not avoid this topic. Literally scrolling down my TikTok, it was just like, okay, let me join the room, and I actually found a clip that I added in the video. I joined a room that I was just recording just to hear people's perspectives, because you will never know until you hear what people got to say. So this is a very it's actually a roller coaster video. Yeah, it's going to be so many emotions going on, up and down, agree to disagree, and yeah, let's ride. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. For my day ones, y'all know what's up. I will meet you guys down in the comment section, because this conversation has to continue down in the comment section, and I will meet you guys for sure. So with that being said, I hope you guys are ready, and let's get right into it.
Black Americans, come here. This is a message for y'all, especially my black American women. Come here, listen. I think it's time for us to show how strong and how powerful the black American dollar is, since they don't believe us. I think it's time to boycott the braiding shops. That's what I think it's time to do. It's time to boycott the braiding shops. Stop going. We know how to braid. Let's braid our own hair. Support our own small businesses. Stop going to the braid shops. Teach them how to have some fucking respect, because they have none. Black American power. Black American dollar. They need us. We don't need them. Remember that. Do I wish there could be unity in the community? Absolutely. But that ain't gonna happen until they give us our fucking respect. And they've never done it. So, fuck all that. Boycott time. No more African braid shops. It's time to boycott the African braid shops. Stop going. Let's show them how powerful our black American dollar is, since they think we can't control this fucking narrative. Since they think we got everything, let's show them how much we really fucking got.
This video because I wanted to support Shaya's Shelf, who is promoting a protest for August 1st. Complete blackout on African braiding shops, restaurants, and stores.
And y'all can say what y'all want, but y'all going up in these African shops and getting cussed out and getting played in, getting brazen, big in the middle, and little around the edges. Then y'all talking about something, Africans is not the problem. Yes, they is. Yes, they is. And y'all condone it because y'all love convenience. Y'all love to go sit up in somebody's bikini bottom, the bottom of bikini bottom, as long as it come with quick self-serve checkout braids. I ain't never seen nobody that don't want to go sit at nobody. They always gonna be quick. Oh, 15 people was on my head. The disrespect that y'all go through going to the African braid shop, y'all are the reason why they keep opening up 15 shops. Y'all over here giving them y'all hard-earned money and they cussing y'all, slapping you in the face, putting synthetic hair in your head, doing y'all any kind of way. And like I said, I don't care. If you got good service, you just got good service. If you a bad braider, you a bad braider. You a good braider, you a good braider. I'm not no hater. But the way I keep scrolling down my timeline, that's why I don't double tap African. When I see y'all, oh, come with me to go get my hair done. Let me go get my hair done. Let me go over there and get cussed out. Let me go over there and get the middle big and the outside look. Let me go over there and do that. And then get treated like dog crap. Then you got to hold the baby. Then you got to take them home. Then you don't even get a discount. All I'm saying is, I would rather go, what is that, eat crumbs with bums. Then let somebody, treat me any kind of way and get them that money because of convenience. And I said what I said. It don't make no sense how they keep popping up. They got shops each. Don't mind my jiggly arm, I can cook. But it don't make no sense how they got all these shops up around here and they treating y'all, folks slapping folks. Where's the professionalism? Let it be a black-owned business. Let it be a black-owned business right here. They get on Facebook and bash black-owned business like it ain't nothing. But Africans can do whatever they want to do.
I said, why are you lying and telling me it looked good? Would you wear this outside? I said, you know what, you would. What African you know that got hair, number one?
You guys really have to stop with these outlandish statements. Like, what do you mean, what African do you know has hair? I'm very African. I'm talking about both parents. Straight from the motherland. And I have very nice hair. Like, there's no correlation between the two. And there's also no correlation within your story. I watched your video. Your video was a complaint about a braiding shop you went to. So how did it now turn to what African do you know has hair? Like, how did we get here? You're complaining about the braids that she did, that you didn't like them. Okay, good with your review. But, like, why are you now bringing in what African do you know has hair? Like, what are we talking about? And then to make matters worse, you ended the video by saying that they stink. The ladies in the braiding shop that were braiding your hair stink. Like, you're actually a mean person. Oh my God. Ew.
Look, I heard y'all Africans talking shit, talking about how y'all we need y'all and all this stuff. Really, I just want to keep it a buck with y'all. The only reason why we go to African hair braiding shops is because the black American girls be booked up. That's the only reason. I mean, we go to African hair braiding at the drop of a dime. We call you as our last resort. We need something today because we got to go out of town tomorrow. It's a last resort type shit. I mean, we really don't be using y'all like that. We would much rather go to our black American girls to get our hair done. For real. I mean, Madam C.J. Walker was our first black millionaire, and she became a millionaire off of hair care products. So it's not like we ever needed y'all expertise, because y'all ain't never taught us how to grow nothing. All y'all do is snatch our motherfucking edges and pull them bitches too tight and have your scalp scrunching up. So I mean, we're not losing nothing. We're not losing nothing by not going to y'all. I just thought I'd just add my little 2 cents.
So I saw that on August 1st, there's going to be a boycott of African restaurants, salons, and hair places. And at first I was like, oh, why are we not supporting our, But then I realized, like, growing up with an African father and an American mom, and like being in between cultures, I completely understand. Like, I really completely understand, because it was so hard growing up with, like, you would think it's all like kumbaya between both my families. No, you thought wrong. My dad's side of the family, like my aunts and especially my grandmother, like, she treated me so bad. And I, to this day, like, I don't know why, but they're racist. Like, Africans are racist. And I don't think a lot of African Americans don't know that Africans are racist, but they have the same mindset as the white man. I'm not gonna lie to you, they really do. Like, they all think that we're rambunctious and like we're ghetto and all this stuff, but a lot of Africans, which is crazy to me learning this, don't know about the African slave trade. Like, when I graduated high school, that was my first time my aunt saw the movie Roots. My cousin showed my aunt the movie Roots, and she didn't know about slavery. Like, she was like, oh, I understand why African Americans are like this now. So I understand boycotting the African community or African businesses. But it's like, I feel like they will finally understand, like, they will finally understand if you boycott it. So I'm for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm for it. But it's like, it's kind of like, that's kind of like my, you know, my brothers and sisters. But y'all are racist, to be real with you. Especially like the older generation, y'all are racist. And y'all need to stop with this mindset. And they only hang around white people. They only hang around their own people. They don't hang around. You ever see an African really hanging around African Americans? I mean, my aunts and uncles don't, so. But when this happens, they will really get a taste of their own medicine. So, should have been nicer. Sorry. Should have did your research.
African and Caribbean black people who seem to carry this air of superiority towards Africa.
Now, sis, I usually love your content. I really, really do. You always hit the nail on the head. But with this one, I'm going to tell you that you missed. And I'm going to tell you the fuck why. If memory serves me correctly, there was a whole trend on this app with black people on this app trying African food and talking mad smack about it. A whole entire trend. I remember this going around. And obviously, not everybody has to like everything. Not everything is for everybody. But some of the words people use to describe these people's food is completely fucking insulting. I'm from Caribbean descent. I am an immigrant. I came here at a well-developed age, and to fit in with black kids, with African American or with African Canadian kids, I had to change everything about myself. I had to change how I dress, how I spoke, what I was into, just basically everything in general. To just not be the weirdo in school. The most bullying and mocking and laughing about my culture came from other black kids because I never used to hang out with white kids. Take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, or don't. I really don't care. The reason why we have this attitude towards you guys is because you guys seem to have the same sense of entitlement that white Americans do. And the crazy part is you guys don't even see it. What you're mistaken for what you think is arrogance and the superiority that we think we have over you, it's pride. It's pride in our culture, in our food, in things that we had to create out of nothing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but you're a part of that influence too. A massive part of it. Some of you seem to forget that the only difference between all of us is simply a boat ride away. So some of y'all got dropped off in America, the rest of us got dropped off in the Caribbean. You guys have sweet potato pie? We have sweet potato pie. Ours is just called a pudding. When us Caribbean and African descent have our differences thrown back in our face in a negative light from childhood, damn right we're going to be a little bit fucking touchy about it. And the fact that you guys can't even see it is so mind-boggling to me. This is why I say you have the same sense of entitlement that white Americans do. We see it, you guys don't.
I don't know about your FYP, but lately on my FYP, I have been seeing African Americans saying on the 1st of August, they're going to boycott African businesses because they're not American. I've been seeing a lot of those videos. They believe they're not Africans. Some were even going to the extent of saying they don't have African features. And African Americans don't come from here, but there's African American behind your, is it title, your ethnicity, your background? But you don't think you're African. I'm not saying you're African like you were born in Africa. And by the way, Africa is a continent. There's like 54 countries in there. Yeah, just putting it out there. Okay, you guys, obviously, some of you don't know your roots. Some of you know your roots. I am so sorry about what happened decades of years ago to you guys. Okay, I apologize on behalf of our ancestors. I apologize. But this is the thing. You're African. Sorry to be a bearer of bad news. Yeah, you're African. Like, there's African American behind your identity. Yes, you might know you were not born in Africa like we were born in Africa, but your ancestors were from Africa. I don't know. American school system. What do they teach you? Actually, you know what? Scrap that. The white people have blown all the school off. So I'm trying to like. And then some of the ladies are saying, I don't have, even men as well, I don't have African features. But some of you are traveling to Turkey to get your nose pointed because it looks too African and too... Am I bugging? Am I bugging? I'm not saying don't cancel African businesses. If you want to, by all means, but it's just the fact that you guys, I'm not saying claim African because you're not born there, you were not raised there, you don't know your background, you don't know where, I understand that, but it is still part of your identity. Are you African? Someone like me, yes, I know my background. I know where I've come from. I've come from Nigeria. I was born there. I grew up in England. My citizenship is not by birth. My children, however, their citizenship is by birth because they were born here. But are they going to go around and go, oh, I am British? Yeah, they are British because they were born here, but they're black British, they're African British. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? African Americans? Like, come on, you guys, like, stop. This is becoming ridiculous on this app. Like, come on. We're all this color. If we're this color, maybe different shades of melanin, we are one. Stop this. Stop.
I just feel like if we're gonna boycott, let's boycott. Stop wearing Nigerian prom dresses done by Nigerians. Stop going to Morocco. Stop getting your henna done. Stop wearing waist beads. Stop wearing Fulani braids. Stop wearing Senegalese braids. Stop wearing head wraps. Stop buying shea butter. Stop listening to Afro beats on my piano. Stop going to Deti December. Stop eating jollof rice. Who said that? I said it. And the crazy thing is, y'all don't be having half of this energy for Indians, Koreans, Vietnamese, to the white man. And the gag is, we're all still black. We're black as hell at the end of the day. And if you don't want to be called African American, tell the white man to take off African American off the paper and put American.
The African hair braiders this, the African hair braiders that. Stay home. Who has forced you to go to these African hair braiders? Who forced you to go seek out an African hair braider shop? Why don't you go to the blacks hair braider shop? Why don't you do that? You don't have to go to the Africans, go to the blacks. Some black Americans be acting just like white Americans to Africans. The same way they treat y'all treat Africans. Because the world facilitated by colonizers put Africa at the bottom of the totem pole. So you try and weaponize that and be like, oh, you African, oh, the Africans. I'm American, I'm different. I just get all your information hand-fed to you by all these old, dead, racist white men who colonized everything and then think you know something. There was a time y'all didn't know we existed. Y'all really did not care about us. Y'all thought everything that we did was doo-doo. So my question is, when did y'all start going to African hair stores to get your hair done? And you notice how I said African, not the African? Because I'm not trying to be derogatory or racist like you are. Y'all know that's wrong, but you do it anyway because you know it's pissing people off and you don't care because you honestly feel superior than Africans when you do that, right? But that's literally the equivalent of a white person going to blacks. Like, oh, so the whole entire continent of Africa? The whole entire continent of Africa, really? You went to the hair store of the whole entire African continent. Well, truly the equivalent would be these black North Americans. Like, what? I went to the black North American hair store. Y'all sound ignorant as fuck. Talking about I saw a mutual talking about some witchcraft. Oh, they're trying to harness your witchcraft, your energy. The only energy they're harnessing is the energy of money that they're going to put in their pocket when you pay them after they do your hair so they can go home and feed their families and probably send money back home to their other families. Like, do y'all even know what witchcraft is? Like, y'all really, because you sound so like you don't know what witchcraft is. You don't know what, like, real witchcraft is not trying to harness someone's energy by braiding their hair. Witchcraft is real. It's just like the ignorant, the black on black, whatever this is, like you are proving like you're weak. I'm sorry, because you're falling for it and you're adding to it. Nobody forced you to go there. You went on your own accord of your own free will. And don't try to act dumb. Context matters in sentences and stuff. Because if I was talking, I was like, oh yeah, I went to the black, like, Lord have mercy. I'm just trying to call them what they are. Africans. Like, Africans is something wrong to be African. Because you're still operating of Islam. Oh, what? Aren't they Africans? Aren't they Africans? Why? I'm just calling them by the fact that they're Africans. Ain't that the same shit a white person would do? A white racist person? In the same way you don't care about the way you're treating Africans, I pray let your enemies not care about the way they're treating you. Nonsense. The last time I went to an African hair store, you see how I said an African hair store? That's how you're supposed to say it. Not, oh, the African. What the Anyway, when I went like 2 years ago, I got my hair washed, blow dried, and cornrowed for like $60-some, maybe $80 or something. And I don't know where else y'all are getting that service. Because I know that's the service that y'all really want. Like, y'all don't understand. Africans are not in this country just to chill around and do witchcraft and stuff. Like, people are busy. They got stuff to do. They have responsibilities. They have people waiting on their beck and call so that they can be fed. Like, people are busy, bro. They're trying to make money. They're trying to be established. They're trying to open multiple businesses. I don't think, like, trying to go to school. Like, who are you? Tell me, I beg. Let me know who you are. That I'll be doing. I'll waste my time. Leave the religion and everything. I start doing witchcraft. Like, tell me how important you are that I'll be doing witchcraft for you. Because if I have the access to do witchcraft, why would I waste it on you? How ignorant you sound, because like I don't like most Africans or Christians or Muslims. They've been colonized. Okay, like what's going on? And even when it was doing witchcraft, it's not the witchcraft y'all think. It's not the Americanized version. I don't know what African that will be in a whole foreign country and not be under P's and Q's. And I'm not sure if this is something that the algorithm is pushing, because I literally saw like another video yesterday and the girl had put hashtag creator search insights. I'm like, bro, what? Are y'all trying to push rage bait? So if all these African hair stores was to be like, oh, no, African Americans allowed, now what? You think that's cool? Is that what you want? Is that? Because, like, what do you guys do? Is that what you want? Honestly? You want it to be like, oh, the African Americans be like, no Africans allowed. And they're like, oh, no, like, y'all are childish.
What African you know that got hair, number one?
Hi. African hair. With beautiful hair and face. Girl, you could never.
Boycotting the African braid shops? I think the fuck not. I don't give a damn if they mad or not. I want something from them, they want something from me, and I won't go to the black shop because you can't just walk in like you can do them. Not boycotting shit.
Essence Fest is whack and washed now because it's run by a bunch of Africans. There is no Black American culture that is reflected in Essence Fest anymore. Essence's CEO is an African. The chief, I don't know, one of their chief top level executives and officers is an African. The person that owns Essence Ventures is an African. So what used to be a celebration of Black American culture, the culture that is ours, the culture that we built from the ground up, the culture that Black Americans influenced the world through, has now been co-opted by some African diaspora, Pan-African, whatever, and a lot of Black people are just not feeling it. Now, I went to Essence Fest for the first time a couple of years ago. I think it was like Nicki Minaj, New Edition, and Janet Jackson were the headliners. It was absolutely incredible. It was a celebration of Black Americanness. There were Black people in and up and through it. It was a pure celebration of Black American culture and Black American heritage. But now that it's been co-opted by a bunch of Africans, it seems that nobody cares because they don't set culture for this world. We do. And until Essence Fest gets back to the Black Americans who created it and founded it and lead the culture, it will continue to fail with those Africans in charge.
What we're not going to do is, we're not going to buy something and then you tell us how we should control the fest when we the one who bought it. When y'all get us some money, because you know you'll do everything in this country. I mean, you're just rich, you just got it like that, right? Why don't you go to the Liberians and buy back your festival? Or why don't you tell your FBA, do not sell anything to them Africans. Let's own it, but Africans own it now.
I just seen a video of an African lady complaining about how African Americans were mad that Essence Fest is now becoming a diaspora thing when it really was meant to celebrate our culture. And it's such a disingenuous conversation for a couple of reasons, and I'm sorry if I go all over in this video, but it really is so many things that's on my fucking mind. For one, when African Americans were going to Lagos a couple of years ago, when African Americans go to Labor Day and Juve, y'all say that we're the reasons why it's ghetto. Y'all say that we're the reason why things get shot up or get shut down. Y'all blame all the dysfunction on us, as if there wasn't dysfunction at these events prior to us getting there. That's number one. Number two, what happened to us not having any culture? Now we're supposed to share a cultural event with you? African Americans experience so much fucking xenophobia within the diaspora, and now we're talking about how we want to keep our event for us, and now all of a sudden it's, oh, but we need to share our cultures because blah, 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 and blee, blee, blee. Bitch, no. Because not only do y'all not understand our culture, you don't respect our culture. Because anytime the conversation comes up to African Americans have no culture and we start explaining our culture, you try to strip it down and like bring all of its roots back to Africa. But y'all never do that with soca music. Y'all don't do that with fucking dance hall. Y'all don't do that with reggaeton. But yes, hip hop and rap music, which was created in the Bronx in the fucking 70s and 80s, yes, that is straight from Africa, from the motherland, because it has some fucking drums in it. Then three, a lot of you are fucking xenophobic. And I know I already said this, but I'm going to keep saying a lot of you are fucking xenophobic. And it's a rhetoric that a lot of first gens and a lot of immigrants who moved here have. Y'all move into Black areas, y'all assimilate into Black American culture, because it's not American culture, it's Black American culture, and then turn around and don't want to raise your kids around Black people because we're ghetto, or call us ghetto, and sit there and have the same fucking racist rhetoric that white people have about us, and you're also Black. I literally was having a conversation with an African the other day, and they literally told me that their parents moved them to the DMV, into Baltimore City, but didn't want them going to school in Baltimore City, not even just because the schools are bad over there, but because they didn't want them around the Black. Let's talk about how African people have slurs for fucking Americans, even Caribbeans. Y'all going around calling people fucking Yankee. Mind you, Yankee was a slur that the Confederacy used against Northerners. Yeah. And it's not even like, oh, I'm saying this to start a diaspora war conversation, but it's just the fact that niggas are so fucking disingenuous with wanting support and wanting us to share our culture because it's benefiting you now.
Essence Fest should have and needs to stay a Black American and African American themed event. Why? Because that's how it started. That's its root. It's okay for us to want our events to stay our cultural events the same way y'all want y'all events to stay cultural events. The same way y'all want African themed events, the same African themed events with your music and your cultural attire and your food and all that. That's perfectly fine. We deserve that same thing. And this is why, again, I'm going to continue to say it's a disingenuous ass conversation, because I swear up and down we have no culture. Now we're showing you our culture, and now you want part in our culture. And the lady who made that video, yeah, bitch, I'm talking to you specifically now, because you were so nasty and disingenuous in them fucking comments to act like you don't understand why people want our event to stay our event, while also being in the comments like, oh, well, your own should have bought it if that's how you felt. Even if a person across the diaspora bought Essence Fest, they should have still been able to understand why Essence Fest should have stayed Essence Fest. You as an African living in America should understand African American culture, should understand why it's important, should understand its influence. You should respect it, because that's really what it boils down to, is that y'all just don't respect African Americans. Y'all don't respect our culture. You should have respected our culture enough to know, let me keep this the same. Essence Fest has been a staple in the community for how many years? How many fucking years? Let me keep it the same. It's disingenuous and it's fucking disrespectful.
Culture means earth, motherland, Africa, originality. So yes, whatever it is, if you're African, go back to Africa and connect to your source. Thank you.
This is an example of why many people feel the way that they do. She has not once acknowledged Black American culture. That's disheartening, because Essence Festival is specifically for Black Americans. We're welcoming of all communities, but why can't we get any shine or recognition or acknowledgement for what this festival was meant for? It is no disrespect, once again, to anybody that's African or Caribbean. Love everybody in the Black diaspora. A lot of people that are native to New Orleans have spoken up and said that this display of the Essence Festival is a disrespect to what they've grown up to know it to be. A lot of local vendors that have produced a lot of great food are not showing up there, so people are not actually getting the New Orleans experience. And it's, once again, no disrespect. It's just with our experience as Black Americans, we don't get a lot of opportunities to just celebrate the work that our ancestors have done and what we are contributing to our future.
You are Nigerian. I just didn't know what tribe.
I'm
by way of Georgia.
And that's where a lot of people are finding the imbalance, because we're being so respectful of everybody that come into our neighborhoods, into our environments. There's a lot of things that could be looked at as negative, but we have to start calling it out. It's not no disrespect, it's just our truth. And as Black Americans, we have the right to feel however we feel, and it's no disrespect. I just want you guys to take yourselves out of your shoes and look at it from our lens. But this is something that we had to experience from our ancestors in present day. That's it.
Okay, well, that African businessman needs to change the name to African Fest. Because let's be real, y'all wouldn't have no turnout if it was called African Fest. Black people wanted to see Black Americans at Essence. We didn't want to see y'all. But let's be real, you have no success over here if you're not piggybacking off of us. None. Zero. Zilch. No support over here if we're not supporting you. And your time is up now. Going back home.
Can someone explain to me why it's so fucking normalized to call African people, or African British in specific, the Africans? Like, bitch, why is that so fucking normalized? Like, I saw this one TikTok video of this girl talking. She got her hair done by an African Berber or whatever, and she was talking about her experience, and she was like, oh, the Africans did me dirty again, or some dumb lame shit like that. And the niggas in the comments like, it's always the Africans, African this. Shut your lame ass up, nigga. No one, like, bitch, if you don't like the fucking work, don't fucking go. Do not generalize all African fucking braiders, bitch. I know a whole, bitch, my homegirl's mothers, their fucking braids be tea. I be saying my homegirl getting her hair done, she like, oh, I went to my, yeah, bitch, they be doing that big one. So, bitch, for number one, don't fucking generalize, bitch. You're weird as fuck. And you're lame as fuck if you calling African people the Africans, bitch. Just say I went to a fucking braider. Sit your lame ass down.
Keep non-Black Americans away from things that are for Black Americans. What happened to for us, by us? Why is there a Miss Black Globe competition at Essence Fest? Essence Fest isn't about all of the Black people in the diaspora. It's about Black Americans, all right? Why is there a Jollof versus Jambalaya competition at Essence Fest? That's not needed. It's about Black Americans. Why are there African and Caribbean vendors at Essence Fest? It's about Black Americans, and that's okay. If Caribbeans and Africans want to have an event that's as big as Essence Fest, they can go create it. And that's perfectly fine. But there's a time and a place, all right? From them saying that they have a right to say how Juneteenth should be celebrated a couple weeks ago to now this, it's getting out of hand. And for the Black Americans that have an issue with other Black Americans having pride in being Black American, where is your racial self-esteem at? Why is it so low? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, the Black Americans, they won't be back to the Essence Festival. I just watched some videos and they won't be back. That lady said the originals are here. The original what, ma'am? Y'all are mad disrespectful. Mad disrespectful. But hey, you know what? You bought it. Good luck with it. Good luck with it.
Based off of all this whoop-de-whoop and blah blah, Africans don't know how to run a business because the biggest Black Immigrant Center Festival in America only generates $28 million annually. That's Odandi. I hope I pronounced that wrong. Odandi in Philadelphia. They only generate $28 million annually. That's the biggest Black Immigrant Center Festival. Essence Festival brings in $300 to $350 million annually. Ever since its inception, it generated overall $4 billion. And you know who's the core base of Essence? Black Americans, Africans, Caribbeans. Y'all just don't have enough buying power or purchasing power. You don't have, your dollar is not more powerful than the Black American dollar in America, the United States. Put all these African festivals together and they're not generating anything close to $350 million annually. And this is the big difference between FBAs, Black Americans, whatever you identify as Black American people, and Africans, is that the Africans need us. They can't generate $350 million annually, regardless of how many Nigerian scams they're doing out there. They can't bring that annually to the Essence Festival. Without the Black American dollar, Essence tank, brokies.
Africans come here looking to us to be skin folk. They already got a deal, with the discrimination of being an immigrant, and then they look to Black people for comfort, Black Americans for comfort, and they don't get none. That is what you need to be focused on before you as a Black person try to open your mouth against other groups of people of color. It's already disheartening to receive discrimination from everybody else who is not Black. But when you look to your own people who are so far removed from their culture and you look to them for comfort, and they treat you like dirt too, it's a different type of disheartening. Africans don't have to come here and help us advance our medicine, advance our skills. Goes back to the Gorilla Glue lady. Okay, an African doctor was the one who saved her hair. He used simple olive oil and some other natural ingredients to remove that glue from her hair. So the least that we can do when Africans come here is be way more kind and inviting to them instead of being so discriminatory.
So you're calling me a xenophobic because I don't want other groups of people coming inside my culture, pushing their narratives and their own people inside of something that was started for Black Americans, like the Essence Festival. I mean, shit. If that's the case, you might as well call me the xenophobic king. Because listen, I believe in elite division. I believe in separation, delineation, all of that. This whole narrative that Black people gotta all come together as one collective group, don't nobody do that shit. So I don't know why they trying to enforce it on us. Look at Asia. The Japanese don't like Chinese. There's no problem. They respect each other's culture. You motherfuckers don't know respect and get mad when you get called out for it. Listen, I'm not no Pan-Africanist, and I don't believe in everybody being one. But if there is one story from Africa or one leader from Africa that I do admire, or I do like his teachings, it's Shaka Zulu. If you paid attention to Shaka Zulu and his story, he believed in division. He understood that all skin folks ain't kin folks, and he led with that. And while everybody thought he was crazy for thinking that other tribes of Blacks weren't one group of people and everybody had their own agenda, when he died, sooner or later, they came to find out that the fall of the empire came from bringing all groups of people inside their tribe. See what I'm saying? So as a Black American, I'm taking that same teaching, taking that same example, and then applying it to my people. Don't let all the motherfuckers in here. Not all of them deserve to be here. So call it what you want. Xenophobic, racist, prejudice, all that shit. I'm all of it. We here now. The delineation is here. Whether you want to call yourself FBA, ADOS, it's happening. And don't feel bad because these other groups of people, they're not coming to America to help us. They're coming to America to do what they did at Essence Festival, which is take over the things that we started, the things that we built, and they want a part of it. They just want to take. See what I'm saying? But haven't you noticed everything that they touch that we built, it starts to fall apart? Right. So we got to be like Shaka Zulu. Cut them out.
So I'm in here at the convention center. Okay, you see it behind me. And this is the BeautyCon area, right? So this is where they're giving out all the products all the samples and stuff. People staying in line forever and ever in order to get a bag with products, right? So we all look forward to this. We don't mind standing in line. We do all of that through all the confusion and everything. We still enjoy. So this year I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something different, and I'm actually gonna get the VIP so that I don't have to do all of that, and I will be able to get the full-size products is what you're supposed to get with VIP, and I don't have to stand in line. I can really just enjoy the other things of the convention center that's going on right now, right? So you're supposed to, the time frame for it was, no, first let me back up. It was $150 plus tax and fees, coming up to like $184. Okay, so the time frame for it was from 9:30 to 2 p.m. Okay, so I get here at 11. By the time I got in there, mind you, it's just a box basically that they set up, and you go in there and they have a few people going around the room to have one product of something. Out of all of the things, stations that they had set up in there, only a few of them even had people there because everything else was already wiped out. Then you got 3 tables of ladies in there doing their nails. Now, with everybody coming down here are already prepared. Hair, nails. You're not coming down here thinking, I'm gonna go get my nails done at the VIP experience for $150. Get the fuck out of here. There was nothing in there. They gave us something. Look at this little bitty ass bag of shit I got. Look at this. Look at this. Mind you, BeautyCon is something that goes around the country. I researched this shit before I paid my fucking money. Like this year with Essence, like y'all really on one. I'm disputing this fucking charge on my card. Please believe. This is some bullshit. How you playing on people? I promise you're gonna see way more women, way more people making videos just like me because I'm pissed off, bitch. I'm like, where the fucking manager in this motherfucker? Cause how? $180 for this? They got the people that was standing in line and got bags bigger than me, bitch. Are you serious? Essence, are you fucking dumb? Like, what?
At this point, shut the African braiding shops down. Because it's been 2 days. I done seen 5 videos, 5 different African braiding shops. 5 different African braiding shops. You hear me? And 5 different arguments, 5 different fights. And 5 different African braiding shops. So what are they telling you? They gotta go. Shut them down.
Some of y'all about to be offended by this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Y'all really pick and choose who and what y'all want to boycott, and it's actually really weird. Like, I can kind of understand the Target situation, but now I'm starting to hear people are boycotting African braiding shops. Like, what? Now, some of these hair salons don't really be doing what they need to do. I get it. That's some hair salons. But at the same time, it's black braiding shops that be doing the same thing. Mind you, it's so many businesses in our communities that are completely against us. I still be seeing some of y'all shop at Lululemon, and apparently the person who made it don't even like black people. Mind you, y'all have yet to boycott McDonald's, and they have been targeting the black community for decades. All that high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure from McDonald's food, and y'all still eat there? Like, I don't get that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that everything needs to be boycotted. I'm actually saying the opposite. If y'all are going to boycott places, make it make sense. And then don't pick and choose what's servicing the black community correctly or not, when y'all shop at other places that are just doing a complete bigger disservice to the black community and are blatant about it. I'm honestly starting to believe that some of y'all are just falling into a mass hysteria of what happens on social media and are not really digging in deep and doing a deep dive as to why you should be boycotting these places. And it's starting to feel like some of y'all don't really have your own opinion on the reason why these places should be boycotted. Listen, I understand that common sense is not so common anymore, but I'm gonna need y'all to get it the fuck together, okay? Quickly. Get it together quickly. Because I don't understand what you don't understand. I'm making it and saying it as clear as fucking possible. Like, when it comes to this whole Essence Festival discourse, y'all are really getting me tight. I have some Caribbean and African people coming in there talking about, oh, you're trying to create discourse, you're trying to create division. No, I'm not, because this was a conversation that was already brought up by the fucking foundationally black Americans, okay? This fucking light pissing me off, and I don't care. This video is gonna say how it is. What is the difference between what Rich Lou Dennis is doing, right, versus these American housing developers? What is the fucking difference? You find an area that was already thriving because of the black and colored communities in there, right? You then start moving white people in there, pushing the black people out, right? And you're catering to these white people. What is the fucking difference? Just because you own something doesn't mean that you should. Ethically speaking, I think what he's doing is fucking wrong. You acquired an event. You acquired an event that had historical lineage tied to it, okay? It was a event, the only event for Black Americans and their culture and their music and celebrating that. You found it as such. You take it, and now just because you own it, you decide to change it. You don't even change the name. So you're still kind of, in a sense, scamming the original loyal customer fan base. You understand? You're technically scamming them because they're thinking that it's the same thing that they've been supporting year in and year out. You're taking their fucking money, knowing damn well that you're catering to somebody else. Like, stop acting dense. Stop acting dense. That's exactly what the fucking situation is. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. Us Caribbean people, we complain about it too. We complain about it too. When these foreigners come over to our islands and they're partaking in our carnival, but then trying to change it. And these owners of these carnivals or these bands start actually catering to the foreigners and not the original people. We talk about it all the time. Stop acting dense. Now, if these foundationally black Americans decide that they want to start boycotting fucking Essence Festival, do y'all really think that that shit is still gonna fucking run? You think that it's still gonna thrive the way that it has been? Do you really think so? That's like removing the Caribbean people from their fucking, their carnivals and thinking that the foreigners are gonna keep it alive and well. Now, if they actually do that, because that's what they're talking about doing. They want to actually boycott Essence Festival altogether. They said, fuck you. You want to make it Africanized? Have the Africans support it. That's what they want to do now. And now, if these same Americans decide to come to Afrofest and Americanize it, you Africans better not say shit. Don't say nothing. Because what's the problem? What's the problem, right? What's the problem? Let them be able to come and Americanize Afrofest. There should be no issue now. I don't want to see no discourse. I don't want to see no think pieces, no nothing. Since everybody want to act fucking confused.
Africa is angry at foundational black Americans because they know what we're capable of. Here we have great materials, we can manufacture, we can do all that. We have resources in abundance where is in Africa, they don't have advanced materials, and their manufacturing industry is underdeveloped compared to all other nations. With that said, yes, they are trying to destiny swap, and they're going about it in a traditional manner.
I need to get this out. I need to get out. These niggas are over there about to buy their groceries from China, bruv. China said, this is how much we have. Oh God, they have struck again.
There's hierarchy that they're trying to partake in. They're making sure that they're prideful about it. Sit back, learn something. I don't need to learn anything. I've already researched you guys, and I've also written papers, and I was very much so accurate. I've already assessed your entire country.
Yo, I'm gonna need one of my good sisters and brothers in Africa to hand my sister a map. She said Africa, she said she wrote papers on that Africa is a country. Please, I beg, can someone hand my sister a map? Hey, God, listen. I will come back tomorrow with the commentary, please. I need break. I'll come back tomorrow.
Why is all the countries in the world being so wicked to Nigerians? Why? What is our crime? Yesterday it was the US. Now UAE. Yes, Dubai has stopped accepting transit visa application from Nigerians. Yes, they have closed it. Not only that, they have tightened visa entry for Nigerians. You cannot believe the kind of condition they gave Nigerians. Listen to this. Now, firstly, they said here, for Nigerian nationals, please bear in mind that an applicant aged 18 to 45 years traveling alone is not eligible for tourist visa category. Number one, an applicant who is 45 years or above must provide a single Nigerian personal bank statement for a period last 6 months, with each month's end balance reflecting a minimum ending of $10,000 or its naira equivalent. Kindly know that the above points must be taken into consideration before sending your applications with other existing documents such as hotel reservation, data page, etc. So before Nigerians can travel to Dubai, you must have 15 million naira plus in your account. What have we done? Like, what is our crime? Waiting be our crime, I don't understand. Why are they treating us like this? Hey, God, that big.
Ghetto fatigue is actually fucking real to the point they banned the fuck out of Nigeria in several different countries because your ass can't go the fuck back home. High overstay rate, asylum fraud concerns. We're not surprised by the scamming, right? Human trafficking risk, you're selling ass in other countries, fake documents, fake visa scams, fear of economic migration. You're getting jobs, but you're not taking your ass to back home. You're banned in the UAE because you're selling ass or you're scamming or you're stealing. I can't remember, right? USA reducing y'all goddamn visas and they're wanting to put y'all on the travel ban list because your ass can't go the fuck back home. The UK is denying y'all visas. Ethiopia, Turkey banning y'all on arrival. Saudi Arabia, Malaysia being super strict to the young men over there fucking up their countries. Financial restrictions. You're banned because of money laundering concern. Your connections to the Yahoo boys, online fraud, blacklisted from the Financial Action Task Force over terror financing risk. International banks like HSBC, Barclays, and other often refuse transaction from a Nigerian accounts or block card uses abroad. Y'all so motherfucking ghetto, you can't go to other countries. You can't open a bank account. They won't accept non-transaction from your ghetto ass country. PayPal, Stripe, and Wise, and other fintech place full or partial bans on Nigerian accounts or using accounts you can't even get money from over here. That's why they be sending buckets. Motherfuckers you can't even send money over here. You can't even use certain accounts because y'all scam so goddamn much. You can't even go to certain countries because you scamming and selling ass. And you talking about ghetto. Our people ain't never got banned from a goddamn country for being too ghetto. We ain't never got banned from a country for selling ass. We ain't never got banned from a country from scamming like a motherfucker. They had to watch certain accounts. Talk about some goddamn ghetto fatigue. And you lucky I'm sparing y'all because I had a whole lot to say. Keep motherfucking talking. We are getting to the selling ass. We start getting more into the selling ass part and how much y'all, who the fuck ass y'all selling. We can get into that shit.
Majority used by Nigerians. So when Rolo comes on here and says that we came to America and the Americans were lively and not as strictly race, he's lying because you don't call Americans that. You call Black Americans that.
Exactly.
You know this, but you're lying because you're trying to say. Listen. Okay, let me finish. And I'm gonna go. Listen, no. Let me finish. I'm gonna go. It's not akata. It's not a term used in East Africa or Southern Africa or Central Africa. It's mostly Nigerians. It might be used maybe by some other West Africans, but it's mostly Nigerians, and it's a derogatory term to use to insult Black Americans. Don't lie, Rural.
I'm not lying. What that said.
And that is the root of the problem. It's one of the roots of the problem right there. The total disrespect.
Nigerians, let's talk. I think you guys collectively need to come together and realize that you are the common denominator. As in, all these countries that are coming together to ban you, to get rid of you, to not want you in their country, we are not all going mad. You guys need to finally accept that you are the toxic that we are all trying to get away from. And I understand that it sounds like I am generalizing right now. And I'm really not. Unfortunately, the bad apples are doing too much that we cannot see the good apples anymore. We cannot see the good ones anymore because the bad ones are just so many. And so now it is either the good ones are holding the bad ones accountable for completely ruining your integrity and your name, or you guys just stay in your countries. Bear in mind that we have all traveled to find greener pastures elsewhere. I am Ghanaian, but I'm not in Ghana right now. But guess what I do? I obey the rules, the laws, and the regulations in the land that I am in. And that is what most people do. I am not saying that there are no bad Ghanaians out there, but it seems to be Nigerians who are making Africa become this highlighted toxicity that nobody wants to deal with. You have now been banned from Dubai, America, South Africa, and Ghanaians are now trying to get rid of you guys. You cannot go into somebody else's land and try to assert your dominance through arrogance. Just because you're the loudest in the room doesn't mean that you are right. Even when a Nigerian is making a video complimenting Ghana, there is still an insult in there. Small Ghana, come and see how their currency holds so much value. Small Ghana, come and see how you can go outside without feeling any threat of being kidnapped. Small Ghana, come and see how there is electricity anywhere. Even in your compliments, it is still rooted in insults and arrogance and disrespect. You want to look down on everybody else around you, and I seriously don't know who accredited you with the certification of Giants of Africa, but it has really gone into a lot of your heads, where you literally, some of you feel like you are giants. Do you know what you are giants of? You are giants of corruption. You are giants of crime. You are giants of mass prostitution. You are giants of rituals. You are not giants of anything that is good. For me, yeah, it is the arrogance. It is the arrogance of Nigerians. When you work with them, when you befriend them, the way they will treat you, it is always so disgusting and appalling. And I see why when you guys come to Ghana, you are always so overwhelmed with how peaceful and how friendly we are, because you're not used to it, even within your own country. That Igbo man is saying that he wants to build his own kingdom. Now, if you want to build your own kingdom and you're building it for all Nigerians, I could possibly understand. But even on somebody else's land, you want to bring segregation. How can you possibly say that you're building a kingdom, but not for Nigerians, just for Igbos? And do you know what I found out the other day? That even in the Igbo tribe, they don't let women buy lands within their lands. If a woman wants to buy a land in the Igbo tribe, she has to either take her husband, her brother, her son, or an uncle. You guys don't even respect women as humans enough to even sell them any of your lands. But you want to come into somebody's country, buy lands, and then later on refuse women. A country that is quite literally called Mother Ghana. Do you know how much women are respected in Ghana? Crime rates have gone up, prostitution has gone up, everything that is bad is going up in Ghana now. And I think that is part of the agenda. Because you guys are suffering so much in your country, you are trying to take it everywhere else that you go, so we can all be put into one pot as Africa is bad all the time. We can't deal with it anymore. I don't know if there is a thing as Nigerian fatigue, but we are all suffering it at this point. And the fact that there are so many of you still under people's comment sections being so hateful, being so prideful, being so arrogant. Oh, Davido can even buy Ghana if you want. Small Ghana, that is literally the size of Lagos. Small Ghana. Let me give Davido an assignment. A few days ago, a lady said she went to lectures in a university, by the way, a place where people are getting degrees upon degrees. It was raining and everybody in that class had an umbrella. She had to delete the video because I'm pretty sure the university called and threatened her. They all had umbrellas because rain was literally falling on them in a university. Kindergarten cry in Ghana, they have roof. So tell Davido, go and put a roof over that university, because it is shameful. Upon all the arrogance and the pride, you would think you guys will actually put that energy, all that energy, into something useful. It is Ghana that you think you want to come and improve. You want to improve somewhere, improve your nation first, improve your tribes first, and then we can start talking about the other countries.
We have to have a talk today, okay? Because y'all getting called out, okay? All right, so I thought this was a joke. I really thought this was a joke and I was really ignoring it. But we're going to have to talk about this whole August 1st boycott of African businesses by African Americans. Baby, yes, y'all heard this right. Now listen, I came up here talking about the Essence Fest a few weeks ago, and I saw under that video a lot of comments from like people from FBA, ADOS talking about boycotting Essence Fest and stuff like that. And then some people were started talking about boycotting African businesses. So, I just ignored it because I feel like a lot of these little groups or followings are just online, people that's just talking all their junk and madness. But as the days have been going on, my FYP have been showing a lot of Black people talking about they're going to boycott a lot of these businesses, the African businesses to be exact, on August 1st. And it has, I guess, a myriad of issues. It could be because, some people are saying they've had bad experiences, so they're trying to boycott these braiding shops and stuff like that, the boycotting the restaurants and things like that. Those are the most popular, but they do have like different type of African stores and things like that, Jamaican restaurants and all this and that. So we need to talk about this because this is quite perplexing. And this is also the reason why I'm always saying that we end up staying at the bottom of the totem pole in society when it comes to power players and power playing, because of the fact that so many of us don't understand that in order to elevate, we have to come together, stick together, and put aside a lot of differences. Means to tell me that you're trying to boycott some African businesses because you feel like you don't get good service, or you feel like the people don't like you and things like that, but you are still continuing to give these other businesses dollars that don't look like us, but discriminate against us, that infiltrate a lot of the neighborhoods. And, you have to show them the receipt before you leave the store. They follow you around the store, or they're giving you a lot of attitude when you're going to pump the gas or buying things or trying to accuse you of stealing. You're not boycotting those businesses. but you're boycotting these African braiding shops or these African eateries and things like that. The people that look like you are bringing money to these neighborhoods. So honestly, I can sit up here and I can talk about how we need to be united, how we need to come together until the cows come home. But at the end of the day, I've seen that they succeeded at what they wanted to do. They succeeded at the dividing and conquering of these brown people or black people. They've succeeded because no one has to come and have to beat the crap out of this one and we have to start marching. No one has to come and fire you because of certain things and I hire you because of certain things. No one has to come and pay you lower than what you should be paid. No one has to come and not allow you to get into some universities. No one has to come and do any of the things that we sit and protest about and talk about and fight about, because we succeeded at doing it. We literally succeeded at not supporting one another. You'll support these big brand, luxury fashion designers that want to put, these little black babies with shirts with monkeys on them. You know what I'm saying? You'll succeed in some of these designer people outfits who claim that they don't even want to see you in them. You'll go ahead and purchase that, but you're going to go ahead and boycott the African braiding salons. You see what I'm saying? They really succeeded in turning people against one another, because what does this do? You sit and say that black people have 1 point something trillion dollars spending power, right? But that's spending problem. You spending money. Where's that equity? Why are we not putting that into the banks? Why are we not buying land? Why are we not investing that? Are you happy that you have so much spending power? Because the spending power means it's coming out of your hands. It's coming out of your hands. It's not building. It's not substantial. It's not allowing you to be a power player. So you feel like, okay, I'm going to take my money away from this and put my money in this. But then at the end of the day, you're still a consumer. But we have people that's out here starting businesses and you're trying to boycott these businesses. Does that make any sense? Because when it comes statistically, when you see stats in this world, you see stats in the US talking about black power, black investors, they don't discriminate against if this person is Haitian or African or Caribbean or black American. Black is black. We're all the same. When you're taking money away from them, you're really taking money away from yourself. And you're lowering your status in society and elevating the other statuses. Like, y'all just don't understand this. I mean, hey, if that's what you want to do, if that's the moves that you want to make, if you want to go ahead and secede away from, each other and create division, have at it. Because at the end of the day, you'll never see the light. You'll never see reality until it knocks on your door. And at that point, it might just be too late. So you can go ahead and have that, because no one's going to sit and argue with you and try to beg with you and try to plead with you to be a part of the group. Because if you don't want to be a part of the group, maybe that is just fine. But guess what we're going to do? August 1st, we're going to get our hair braided. We're going to go support that African restaurant. We're going to go and support African-American businesses. We're going to go ahead and support those Jamaican restaurants, those Haitian restaurants. We're going to go ahead and support all of the black businesses that y'all know about internationally, not just African-American. We're supporting all of them, because we're going to come together and we're going to do this with or without the ones that want to do it or not. Because at the end of the day, all y'all doing is supporting the others, and they're laughing. And they're going to laugh at y'all, because like at the end of the day, what we about to do is we about to have our movement and we're going to support each other. So August 1st, all my brothers, all my sisters, y'all live in the Atlanta area, y'all live in the Georgia area, go on ahead. At the bottom, I'm going to put some black owned business, African owned business, Caribbean owned businesses, so we can go ahead and support each other, because bump all this boycotting. Because even the ones that y'all claim y'all boycotting, y'all not even boycotting them, because I see y'all up in there. I'm not going to name no names. I see y'all up in there. But at the end of the day, what we about to do August 1st is we about to run the bank up. We about to run it up, because just as much as y'all out here that's trying to cause division amongst us, they are 10, 15 others that are trying to unite. So go ahead, do y'all thing, but we got this.
Going back to the Africans to get my hair braided. I'm not dealing with you bitches talking about it's a $150 deposit and you only braid with human hair. What are you talking about? And I gotta come washed and blow dried, detangled. You have me fucked up. Our hairstylist, wrap it up. I only looked on a couple of y'all websites and I was like, I'm not dealing with that stress. I'm not dealing with no booking policy. I'm not dealing with no key of what hair you can and cannot. Africans say one thing, that they really don't want to braid with that Rasta free hair, or there's a certain type that it has to be pre-stretched or something like that. Real simple. And 9 times out of 10, they sell it in their shop and make it convenient, and you charge by the pack and we're one and done. If I have to get a tracking number for the braiding hair you can braid with, you have defeated the purpose of me getting a protective braided style. I'm going to be in them Africans chair by 7 a.m. By 9, there's going to be at least 2 people on my head. I'm going to be in and out so motherfucking quick. And that's only if I'm still there at 9 a.m. because I'm getting crochet locks. Yes, I am. I'm not going to be in anybody's chair for hours and hours and hours just for me to get back from vacation and take that hair out because you're not supposed to keep salt water and all that kind of stuff in your hair for a long time. Yes, you can wash your hair with the braids in, but you can't get deep in your scalp the way you're supposed to. Okay?
I don't think we should start the Diaspora war that there's a phonetical difference between African Americans and Africans. I don't think we should start that. I don't think we should do that. I think we should put this topic to bed. I think we should tuck it the fuck in, roll it the fuck up, put it in the trunk, bury that bitch, all right, and then flood it and turn it into a lake and never touch it again. Because I don't know if I feel like this is not this. We shouldn't be having some conversations in public spaces. We shouldn't be having some conversations at all, but damn sure not on this clock. Because I think it's pointless. Why do I think it's a pointless conversation? Why do I think it's a stupid conversation? Because when I start rounding up Haitians, do you really think they're going to go up to him and be like, hey, what do you think, Tom? Does he look Haitian to you? You know, because I saw on TikTok they were talking like, you know, Haitian noses look different than African American noses. I think by the width of his bridge, that's an African American you can go. Or do you think they're just going to round you up because skin color? You see why? Why are we doing this? Why? The word is escaping me currently, but it's a thing they did like way back in the day when, you know, slavery was legal. You see what I'm saying? They would be, you know, remember in Django when he said, look at the back of the skull and you see how it has like 3 little bumps? That's how you know it's an African American skull because, you know, that, you see what I'm saying? I don't know the word. There's a fancy word for it, but I feel like what y'all are doing is along the same lines of that. Somebody who know what the hell I'm talking about, put the word in the comments if you know what the word I'm trying to say is. But like a long time ago, you see what I'm saying? They use science to sit and say black people stupid. You see what I'm saying? They use science to say like, you see why their noses is this way? Because they're stupid. Because that's it. So they breathe. That's why their lungs are bigger because their nostrils are bigger. Like you see how stupid I sound? Like that's how stupid y'all sound. Because at the end of the day, to everybody else, all of you look black. You just look black. They don't give a fuck if you're Somali. They don't give a fuck if you're Ghanaian. They don't give a fuck if you're African American. All they gonna say when they start rounding all y'all black asses up is, that's a nigger. That's a nigger.
What is going on with Africans between African Americans?
None of your business. In other words, black folk business is black folk business. To make it simpler, don't worry about the drama happening in a certain community that you're not a part of. We as black people, especially Afro-Americans, have been addressing the diaspora wars happening within our community, and that's for us to mitigate. And even if you're just genuinely curious, you asking that question is lighting a fire that we're already trying to extinguish. There are white people in the United Kingdom who don't care for white people in the United States. Inquire about that. There are people in France that don't like the way people in Canada speak French. Inquire about that. Across the world in different diasporas, there are many differences that groups have that stem from misunderstandings, but that's for those groups to figure out. And contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of Africans that don't have a problem with African Americans and vice versa, so don't generalize. And that's coming from an African American who's actually been to Africa, hence the shirt. So if it's not your community, don't worry about it.
It is. All y'all other, I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my mother race. I ain't never been to Afro color. I never been to Africa. Afro or Africa. Never been there. I'm not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City in the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yes. And I know it's the motherland. Yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. America, real true land is right here in the U.S. soil.
I'm not gonna lie, so many of y'all be bullshitting when y'all say, oh, we can easily tell the difference between a black American and African, because no, you can't. Y'all keep calling me black American, even though I keep telling y'all I'm Sierra Leonean. I'm Sierra Leonean American. Do I gotta be like, kushe, anybody, the body go, And now some of y'all about to go out your way to be like, nah, I could tell you're African. Yeah, I know. And Creole tribe, look, we were slaves that were in America that got sent to West Africa. And honestly, that shit is also starting to get rooted in white supremacy, bro. Because y'all will literally like start worshiping lighter skin when y'all say shit like this. And for the fellow dark skinned brothers, bro, listen, some of y'all could keep lying to yourselves, but listen, we grew up, went to school and shit. A lot of y'all was getting called African and Haitian as like an insult and shit like that. I know you're gonna try to act like it didn't happen now and shit like that, but
I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. But black Americans
are just West Africans in a foreign climate. The reason why we
tie ourselves to the motherland, the continent of Africa, is because even though we've
already been here for 400 years, which isn't
long, might I add you,
is because we're not American, okay? In order to adapt to a foreign climate, foreign lands, that takes
thousands
upon thousands of years.
Like, we're talking at the very least,
maybe 5,000. We haven't even been here for one band. What are you talking about? We are West Africans. We are stolen children. And I'm telling you right now, if we did stay here for over 1,000 years, maybe even 5,000, we wouldn't look this way anymore. We'd start losing our curl.
Our noses won't be as
big no more, and we
definitely ain't gonna be as melanated. We're not near the equator up here in America. So please do your research. Or just get some grasp
a little bit of
common sense when it comes to evolution. It's only been 400 years and you're acting like
that's a long time. That's like 4 lifespans. That's only 4 You think 4 lifespans is enough to call us American?
The comments under those braiding shop horror story videos are starting to get real xenophobic. Watch those B words. We could all be upset, rightfully so. Mary's braiding shop, she shouldn't have done that, but let's be careful in the comments. I'm noticing a pattern. I'm noticing a trend, yeah. You could be upset about something without turning it into us versus them. Come on now, y'all. Not right now. Please.
Some of us Africans are real hypocrites, and I say that as a Congolese woman born and raised in Germany, some including myself too. What I want to say is that we need to be a bit more sensible to one another because it's not easy navigating spaces that were not built for us. This year, Essence Festival in NOLA went viral for many reasons, but what I want to speak about is this tension that came up because a lot of Black Americans felt like their space was being diluted and overshadowed by African influences. To me, this isn't about right or wrong. Hurtful things have been said on both sides, but they stem from rejection, and a lot of us Africans are the root of said rejection. For years, we've mocked them. For years, we've called them akata. We've told them that they don't know their roots, that they don't have culture, or made fun of them for not knowing where they're really from. Afro-Latinos versus Latinos, North Africans versus Sub-Saharan Africans, Africans living in the diaspora versus Africans living on the continent. It's always the same cycle of rejection, identity, pain. People just want to feel like they belong. People just want to feel understood. As a natural human response, when people feel they've been excluded for years, they're just gonna create spaces that are exclusively built for them. And let's be honest, us Africans, we benefit a lot from Black American culture. We take from it all the time. Just look at me. The way that I speak, the way that I act, the way that I dress, the way that I do my hair, the way that I do my makeup. It's all been heavily influenced by Black American culture. The slang we use, the TikTok trends we follow, the dances, the music we listen to. A lot of that comes from them. So we can't keep benefiting from the culture and then get mad when the people, the originators of said culture is like, hey, this doesn't feel like it still belongs to us. And I also think it's important to remember from time to time that Black Americans are hundreds of years removed from the continent. They didn't leave voluntarily. They were taken by force, by slavery, through violence. So when some of them say that they don't feel like they're African American and they only feel Black American, can you really blame them? Controversial example, but take Donald Trump. His grandfather immigrated to the United States from Germany. That's only 2 generations removed. But you don't see Trump walking around identifying as a German American. He's just American because that's the country he grew up in. And that's the culture that he knows. Same thing goes for a lot of Africans in the diaspora. When you ask them where they're from, they're gonna first mention the country that they live in, the country that they were born in, before they say, oh, but my parents are from. So why do we expect people who are hundreds of years removed to have the same culture, the same values, the same upbringing, this strong tie to Africa? It doesn't make sense. Yes, some do try to reconnect and some are interested to visit what they call the motherland, but it's not by force. Don't get me wrong, I am a Pan-Africanist. I believe in Black unity. Just look at what we were capable in 2020. What happened globally around George Floyd showed us what unity can look like. In that moment, no one cared if he was Dominican, African American, Black American, Ghanaian, Afro-German, Afro-Italian. That was a Black man. We all understood this could have been my father, my uncle, my neighbor. This could have been my brother. So how is it that 5 years later, this is where we end up? Like I said, I was born and raised in Germany, meaning that I grew up in predominantly white spaces.
went to predominantly white school, then later predominantly white private university. Yet I've always moved between cultures. So I'm very familiar to what it means to be too black, not black enough, not African enough, too African, depending on who I was around. So I understand that at the end of the day, we're all navigating identity crises. We just want to belong. We want to be seen, we want to be accepted, and we want to feel like what's ours is ours. Please, let's just be a bit more mindful.
Do you remember when we told the people of New Orleans that the Zulu parade is offensive to the actual Zulu culture? We even told them that we don't mind them celebrating African culture, but can they please do it respectfully and properly? Or change the name of the parade completely. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember when they hurled insults at us? Do you remember when a lady came on here and said, we need to back up because we are messing with people who practice voodoo? New Orleans is flooding 48 days ahead of hurricane season. Where's your voodoo now? I remember when we laughed when she said, we're messing with people who practice voodoo. Have you been to Africa? We sell lightning in bottles. We sell strokes in bottles. Just so that someone can actually get a stroke. We sell that in bottles. Don't do that. Don't.
Guys, I figured out the problem. America is a copy and paste country. They all copy each other. Their influences are the same. There's no culture. There's nothing unique in that culture. So when they see South Africans and they see that we have so much diversity in our country, they want to participate, they want to be part of that, hence the Zulu parade that they are doing. But anyways, last year there was an argument about the matric dresses, like how our dresses are so unique and their prom dresses are all the same, feather dusters, you know that. So I feel like they lack a sense of diversity. So I don't know if we should accommodate them or what, but I actually feel bad for them. Like, I feel so sorry. And now they are busy fighting in my previous video, but it's okay. It's fine.
Here's my 3 cents on the Zulu parade. And mind you, I am Black American, but I am not from New Orleans. The Zulu parade or even Mardi Gras is not a part of my cultural expression or my cultural identity as a Black American. But I just want to give everybody in the diaspora some food for thought. Can it be that when our brethren in Blackness deem something that is done in their name as disrespectful or offensive, can it just be that? An example, when folks are walking around doing AAVE, in-box braid, being caricatures of Black Americanness, and we say that it's offensive, and other people who are not culturally Black American say that it's not offensive, it's disrespectful to us because culturally, that's not who we are. So although the Zulu parade is over 100 years old, in 2025, Zulu people in South Africa are saying, hey, that's offensive. And it's no shade, but blackface in 2025? No matter what the history, the minstrel show thing is just always going to be like, ooh, for me. Can we, as Black folks of the diaspora, be able to say, you know what? I see you, I hear you, and I recognize that culturally this isn't as sound as maybe we thought it was. And although we may have done this thing our whole lives, once folks educate us on how it is that we can position ourselves to learn more, to do better, then can we just do that without the back and forth?
To my South Africans, right? Miss South Africa is white.
So I just want to understand something, right? And I'm South African, by the way, but South Africa as a whole, Zulu people in particular, have informed you Black Americans that Zulu parade in New Orleans is offensive and it makes a mockery of their traditions, their cultures, and just the Zulu tribe as a whole. And your biggest comeback is the fact that our Miss South Africa is white, as if we've never had a Black Miss South Africa, who also became Miss Universe, by the way, with natural hair, just throwing it out there. You guys are the same people that go on about how Black culture in America set the precedence for whatever, so many different things. However, the biggest movie that has a Black superhero, Black Panther, and I'm wearing my Wakanda Forever jersey, get your life, is literally a ripoff of African culture. I don't see T'Challa and Shuri crip walking while saving the universe. Bayateti Khosa though, they listen to the African music. I'm just saying. And we see the comments. We see the comments about how some black Americans are mocking us, saying we don't have food, water, electricity. Doesn't South Africa export a shit ton of food and wine to America? In essence, we feed you bitches. I'm just saying. You're messing with children of the soil. We are kissed by the sun every day. You're messing with a country where two oceans meet. We don't need to spit in a test tube to find out where we come from. We know where our ancestors lie. We are not the same. Your president is a failed reality star and businessman, and while he's starting frivolous trade wars with China, ours took the time to go to the International Court of Justice to fight for the freedom of Palestine. It's that RSA DNA, something you will never know about. Lastly, on behalf of Zulu people, on behalf of South Africans as a whole, Futek.
This and this, dupes. They're dupes. This is Ted Danson back in 1993 at the New York Friars Club. And this is from the Zulu Parade, hosted in New Orleans. If you're trying to convince anyone that these two things are not the same, then you're either being willfully ignorant or you're just trying to gaslight. Hear me out. If you don't know what's going on, people in South Africa, specifically from the Zulu tribe, are currently, rightfully so, upset at a parade that is named after their tribe and also displaying blackface. And for the people who are going to say the Zulu Parade in New Orleans has nothing to do with the Zulu tribe in South Africa, explain this. One would think that African Americans would empathize with people who are being culturally appropriated more than anyone else in this world. Saying the parade has been happening for centuries or decades does not make it right. There are plenty of things that we once considered traditional that we've come to know that are offensive, and the appropriate adjustments and changes have been made. What's so different about this? Understand this, when a group of people tell you that something is offensive to their culture, you don't get to determine if it is or isn't. I guess cultural appropriation only matters when it's happening to you.
I don't know if you're aware, but Black South Africans were not involved in the transatlantic trade. It did not happen in Southern Africa. So you cannot say the descendants of enslaved Africans created the Zulu Parade, therefore it's okay. Excuse me, who did they descend from? Because we don't descend from the same group of people. We are Southern African. Your ancestors are West African. And if someone is telling you that your depiction of their culture or your use of their culture and certain elements within their culture is literally disrespectful, who the hell are you to say it's not disrespectful? Like,
they're Jamaicans. Wanna come here? So somehow I ended up over African TikTok. More specifically, South African TikTok. And listen to me. The South African them and the Black Americans are in one piece of pasa, one big beef. So apparently the Black Americans, specifically from New Orleans, you know, them always have a parade. And they have a parade called the Zulu Parade. And the South Africans were not amused. So now, all the Black people in the world, except for Black Americans, know that the Zulu nation is the largest tribe in South Africa. They call it a nation for a reason. And we all know, because we did learn it in school, all the way in the whole world, except for Black Americans, learn, say, Shaka Zulu was the great African warrior that started the Zulu nation. And it's Bolipa people in the Zulu nation. Everybody in the world, all Black people in the world, except for Black Americans, know this, right? Mm-hmm. So somehow, the people of the Zulu nation in South Africa became aware of this parade. They found out about this parade, and they called it out for what it is, cultural appropriation. And the worst part about the cultural appropriation is that the parade does not depict what the Zulu people look like. The parade literally has people in blackface and grass skirts. And I'm saying to myself, no, imagine, Black Americans have done so much over the years to eliminate blackface when white people do it. So why are you all doing it to yourself? It does not make sense. It not add up to me. Anyway, that's a different discussion. The point is that the Zulu people from South Africa were highly offended, and quite rightfully so. But no, the Americans decided to double down. The Black Americans decided to double down and say, well, here what? We're going to keep doing it and you can't do nothing about it. Lord have mercy, they unleashed the demons. Let me tell you something. South Africans have no chill. One Black American called South Africans the Karens of Black people. No, they are the Karens of the universe. Them have no limited. Them don't have no bottom. Them can't done. Them can't stop. They have no stopping. Listen, it's like the entire South Africa decided to go for the Black Americans, and worse, the Nigerians joined. The Ghanaians joined, Lord, and Africa became united against the Black Americans. My God. But I am not surprised, because Black Americans, and I have a question, why are you calling yourself African Americans? Y'all need to stop calling yourself African Americans, because you seem to think that you're somehow superior to Africans, so don't call yourself African Americans. Refer to yourself as Black Americans, please. I find it offensive now when you call yourself African Americans, because you try in every way to distance yourself from Africa, so don't call yourself African. That's just a side note. But the fact is, Black Americans, I have a question. Why is it that you love to appropriate everybody else's culture while gatekeeping the cultures that you appropriate? And as a Jamaican, I have seen this over and over and over with y'all. As a matter of fact, just 3 days ago, I had to call out a Black American. Well, the entire Jamaica went for a Black American who dared to start a restaurant calling it Jamaican-ish, tried to display her Jamaican dishes on TikTok, and basically disrespecting our culture, because the food where she cook, we call it plaka plaka, because that is not Jamaican food. She tried to cook rice and peas, and that was soup, rice soup with peas in it. And she have nothing. And when she tried to explain herself, quite nonchalantly, oh, she had a friend who likes Jamaican food, so she decided to cook Jamaican food. Has she had any experience or knowledge? Has she even visited Jamaica? No. But she decided to try anyway, so she opened a Jamaican-ish restaurant. So she's profiting from cultural appropriation. And she sees nothing wrong with it. And you know what the irony is? Black Americans are always the people to be calling out cultural appropriation. About 6 years ago, when I know Adele the singer, right? She participated in the Nottingham Carnival, which is in UK, where she's from. And it's a West Indian carnival where basically people dress like they're from the islands. And her hair was done in braids with beads on it. Right? By a Jamaican, by the way. And the African Americans went for her, calling her out for cultural appropriation because of the braids, and she was stealing their culture. And the rest of us from the Caribbean were like, no, it's our culture and we're not complaining because it is a West Indian parade, and they would have none of it. Because guess what? All we have our antecedents in Africa. Braids is an African thing, right? They call it Bantu nuts now and all of these fancy names, but they come from Africa, right? And they are trying to gatekeep it as their own. It's their part of their culture. And no, they have the audacity to claim that the rest of the world is trying to steal their culture. No, people, no. No, we're not. You try to basically kidnap other people's culture and then call it your own. That's what you do. What I recommend for Black Americans, because you're not the brightest in the brightest candles in the box, I recommend that you try and do some traveling to other countries, because you seem to believe that you're the only Black people in the world, not realizing that out of all of the Black people in the world, you are probably the most uneducated and undereducated and underserved. Just think about it. And this is not meant to insult you. Teachers are recruited from everywhere else, other English-speaking countries, to teach your kids. Why don't they use you? Teachers are recruited from my country at the expense of the children in my country, the entire Caribbean, from Africa, from all the English-speaking territories to teach your kids. Doesn't that say something to you? No, you wonder why the rest of the Black people in the other countries, like, we shake our heads at you. It's because you speak from a place of ignorance most of the times, and you exasperate us. And no, I don't have no hatred towards you, but I mean, come on, man. When the rest of us go to school, we learn about Africa and the African cultures. You don't learn anything about Africa. They literally hide your heritage from you, and this is what causes your ignorance, why you're lashing out now, not realizing that, listen, your ancestors are from Africa, really. So when you act like you're better than Africans and you try to distance yourself from Africa, you're only hurting yourself because you're distancing yourself from your own roots. Who does that? Oh yeah, Black Americans. What I find hard to believe is that you fight so hard to get rid of blackface, and yet you are still doing it. You are still doing it to yourself.
Honestly, I'm getting some hate being told to stay out of the conversation because it's not my place, because I am not their Black American.
or Black South African. My response to that is I'll let the comment section decide on whether or not I can speak on this. I think that mentality is regressive, and I don't think it's healthy, because the problem here in the whole Zulu parade debate, beef debacle that's going down on the internet is because there is a lack of listening, a lack of educating, and a lack of seeing. I also think why I get it is because, yes, I might have been born and raised in America. However, my dad was born and raised in the KZN, the KwaZulu-Natal province, which is Zululand. My grandfather and my grandparents lived there, grew up there. My grandfather, most of you guys know, if you know me, Grandpa John. We love Grandpa John. I wish he was here right now, but he's still in South Africa right now. But when he was younger, he was actually brought to the Zulu King. He met the Zulu King when he was 3. And he was given a Zulu name. So my grandpa's name is a Zulu name, which was given to him by the Zulu King, which honestly is so fire. So his name is Nsizwa. And if anybody knows Grandpa John, and if you've anybody that has met him, his love for and his connection to Zulu people, it's just that shit. He speaks Zulu. So I don't, you can be mad all you want and be like, no, you can't be part of the conversation. But I'm like, if I can use my white ass, privileged ass, fucking whatever to speak to people, to be like, hey, Americans, guys, listen up. You know what I'm saying? If I can help maybe calm the waters a little bit and be like, guys, maybe you should just listen, then I'm gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I preach about this all the time. I'm like, it's really important for Americans to get out of the matrix, get out of the bubble of America, because once you, and I'm not saying this because I think I'm better than y'all, because nobody should be thinking that anybody is fucking beneath them in 2025, I swear to God. And I've been seeing some weird behavior in the comments, and I've watched a lot of the American videos on this take, and a lot of it I'm just like, guys, you kind of sound like you're gaslighting. A lot of it sounds like gaslighting, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this is a totally valid discussion, and I think this is a healthy discussion. I think it's healthy that it's being brought up, but I say this a lot. I'm like, I think people need to get out the matrix, get out the bubble, they need to travel. I think this about people all over the world. You need to go travel. I don't know, a year ago, could I speak on this? No. But I've spent the last 6 months balls deep, sorry for my language, traveling throughout South Africa, and I have spent, and you guys already know, I've spent a lot of time in Zululand. Brothers and sisters, very close friends of mine, people that I love deeply, literally are from there. You think I'm not gonna speak on this shit? Because no, I find it disrespectful as well, because I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? And I think anybody would. I think anybody would, if it was their tribe or their culture, you know what I mean? It just happens to be that somebody a long time ago was like, ooh, let's use the word Zulu. And they ran with that, and they fucking ran, and they kept running, and they didn't update they didn't get educated and then update their fucking traditions and shit. And yeah, so as somebody that has immersed themselves in the spaces with the people and the culture, to see the Zulu parade in New Orleans, it looks crazy. It looks wild. And that's why I'm saying put egos and pride aside and just to learn. And I said this in my last video, so I'll keep yapping because I'm a little professional yapper. Just Google shit, and and also leave the country, get a passport, go travel, go immerse yourself, figure out where your family comes from, and go deep dive and go explore. You know what I'm saying? And then don't be mad. It's not that serious. I think you should either just pay homage to proper Zulu culture, or just change the name. Because I saw comments that was also what's the difference between African Zulu, because they use the word African Zulu, and then American Zulu. And I'm like, there's no such thing as American Zulu. And even if you study and learn the history and New Orleans culture, New Orleans is dope. I've been there. It's a fucking dope city. There is so much culture there. But what I'm saying is we can find a happy medium without it being just coming across as full-on mockery to a culture. And I feel it's so valid. Also, I wouldn't be so loud about this if I didn't watch some of these videos, guys, that were being made of Americans defending this argument. It's very tone deaf. It's very oh, you didn't do your education, you didn't do your research, you're just being defensive.
Dear African American brothers and sisters, whatever you do not get into any kind of social media wars with Nigerians, South Africans, and Kenyans. Listen, somebody needs to show you how Africa works. Those three, it's like a mixture of Florida, New York, Chicago, and Ohio mixed together. if you want to attack somebody, let me show you the Africans who are like chill and cool. Try Togo, try Niger, try Ghanaians, you know, but you don't want to mess with South Africa or Nigeria. Listen, for those people, hell, there's no bottom to hell. If you go low, they go lower. Why would you even start with them? If they say something is racist, if you're about the Zulu parade, just accept it and move on. Do not try to justify that for them. Now see how they are dragging you online.
I never understood the beef between black people and Africans and like Dominicans and all that. I feel like it's just so stupid because at the end of the day, in our own way, we're all gonna be treated the same in America. Like we're all gonna be considered black, just one with an accent, one with a certain type of slang. Like I never understood the beef that we all have. Like, oh, I'm not black, I'm this. I mean, I get it's like a pride in where you come from. That makes sense. But anti-blackness against people who are just as dark as you is insane. Like, why are we all beefing because we come from different regions, even though in America and plenty of other countries we'll still be treated poorly because we're dark-skinned and black? Because, like, what? Like, we're all black at the end of the day. We just come from different places and have different ethnicities, but we're all black and we're all going to be treated the same in America. I'm sorry to say that, but yeah. Especially since we, like, benefit from each other's cultures, and while our culture is not the same, it still is very similar because we all originate from the same place in some way, especially when it comes to Black Americans and actual Africans. Like, our culture is so similar and we borrow each other's culture a lot, but we can't respect each other. Like, both Black Americans and Africans, like, I'll see other Black Americans like just mocking Africans, and it's just like, in some way you descend from there and you're making fun of the people who were able to stay on that land. And the same with Africans. Like, you come to America and benefit off the rights that we fight for, or we fought for, our people fought for. You come to America and treat us poorly when you're benefiting off of the rights that we fought for just so we can live properly, and we still don't even get treated that fair. And you're benefiting off of what we fought for, yet you're treating us like shit. Vice versa. So, yeah. But also at the same time, Africans, well, not Africans, but a lot of African countries do have like an anti-black problem due to colonization, so I'm not really shocked. And it is a built-in internalized racism problem here in America for African Americans. But I just see the beef between us so stupid because it's just like, no matter where we go, we're going to be considered black first. No matter what country or ethnicity we are, we're black first to anybody who's not black. Like, what?
Jay Versace made a tweet saying that he thinks that people who are extremely African looking are the ones who get picked for a lot of modeling jobs. Now, I kind of agree to an extent, but can we just talk about how African Americans and Africans don't even look that different? A lot of African Americans look extremely African. Alondria from Love Island, for example. Everyone was saying how they thought that she was Nigerian. Viola Davis, Wesley Snipes, and even Jay Versace himself, to me, looks very African. My point is that we are not a monolith and we look more alike than we look different.
As soon as I thought I'm done with that Love Island shit on my fucking For You page, he go to African versus African American shit on my shit. Please take it off. I'm sick and tired. We all black at the end of the day. For real. If a cop was to pull you over, he's gonna treat you the same exact way he would treat a fucking African. We all black at the end of the day. Yeah, talking about this shit that don't even make sense. Love Island, African versus fucking American. Bro, Trump is still the fucking president. Let's fucking remember that. Trump is still the fucking president.
When you say African boy, are you stretching that across African American? Because a lot of Africans where I grew up, it's almost like they didn't want, not that they didn't want association with African Americans, but they made sure it was clear, like, I'm African. And I've met a lot of African parents who take education way more serious than African American parents.
Absolutely. Well, number one, when you come to America from another country, whether you're red, white, yellow, brown, or black, you recognize the opportunity here that you never had at home, and you take advantage of it. Right? I meet African children who've already read the entire physics book before they showed up in America. You see that? Already read the entire engineering book before they showed up in America. So they thirst for the opportunity in a country that appears to promote such. Right. The problem is sometimes our African immigrant brothers and sisters, and I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I see us all as one family. That doesn't mean that I'm blind to the chauvinisms, the prejudices, and the discriminations that take place. Sometimes our immigrant African brothers and sisters cannot see the obstacles that are placed in the way of the American Africans who built this country from slavery. Sometimes they think they're more successful because they work harder. That's not true. American Africans work just as hard as African immigrants.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
No, we're good. We are good. No. I'm speaking for Black American experience. Every time we have tried to band with everyone, literally, the whites come in and offer you all something and you leave us in the dust. We tried it. Our own people sold us out. Let's start there. Well, I don't even know if that, because I feel like it went by tribe. It was a war, but let's not even start there. Let's just say our own people sold us out, right? Arabs conquered North Africa, the Spanish slave trade, which they had black people in. Then when you look at the Native Americans, the 5 civilized tribes, most of them sold the blacks back to the whites because the blacks couldn't afford to prove that they were Native Americans. Every time we have tried to band with someone, y'all fuck us over. Figure it out your fucking self. I am not a racist person. I love everybody. But when it comes to success, I'm only worried about the Black American community right now due to the fact of if it was vice versa, everybody else would think of themselves. So we're starting to get the mindset you all have. And quite honestly, this is just my opinion. I hope this doesn't come off racist or, funny. You gotta watch Asians. They're more slicker and narcissistic than white people. They're smart. Watch them. Even though they're cool though, watch them. This is why I've gone to say, I don't try to throw it in anybody else's face, but if you are not Black American, and I'm talking about descendant of the slave trade Black American, and even if you have the same skin color, and if you're from somewhere else, the civil rights movement and us not wanting to be slaves anymore and actually telling them we're not going to do the work literally brought you all in. We literally are the reason why everyone came in here. If we were good slaves and we actually did what the white man told us to do, none of you all would be here, honestly. And that's real tea. They only started letting everybody in because we started to fight back.
African food ain't good. Black people eat Jamaican food. Hell, we'll eat Indian food, Chinese food before we go buy African food. Africans had to eat out of necessity.
You see, now you big backs are projecting. What do you mean we ate out of necessity? That was you. That is why it is called soul food. You ate out of the leftovers of your slave masters. You want me to talk about your chitterlings? It's okay. Go ahead with your review, big back.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't have spices and stuff like that over there. And they become accustomed to eating the way they be.
I would have a lot of respect for you guys if you actually did some research before you open your mouths. Africa only comes second in spices to Asia. Okay? We always had spices. That is why I guarantee you, the most spice you have in America comes from the Caribbean and Jamaican people because they still have their African roots tied to them. Okay? But go ahead, big back.
They never changed the fufu, nasty as hell. Y'all don't know how to put no seasoning, no salt, pepper, put some butter over the damn fufu. Y'all food.
Wait, so you want us to put butter in fufu? And you wonder why America has the most obese community of black people worldwide? Ma'am, that is big back activities. She talking about putting butter on fufu.
Because you come over here in this country, you don't see no long lines of people in the African restaurant. You see them in everybody else's restaurant except the African restaurant.
You know why I see long lines of black Americans? Popeyes, McDonald's. Let's face it, you're a Wendy's kind of girl. Ma'am, y'all can barely afford McNuggets. What makes you think you can afford African dishes in America? Come on now. That's why you don't eat it. Ma'am, you cannot afford it. It's okay. Cut your food according to your size.
But African food is not good. So quit trying to compare it with anything else. That jollof rice nasty as hell. Y'all need to put some.
So obviously, right, you have bad taste in food, right? That is why your BMI is higher than your credit score. That is okay. That is okay. But I'll tell you this though. Africa has the most nutritious organic food worldwide. That is why an average African looks stoned, muscled and all that. An average black American looks like a hippo. Big back whammy. Right? Let's face it. You all got bad taste. Literally. It's okay though. It's okay. keep going on with your big bad activities, okay? Carry on.
African Americans are better than Africans in any sense of the word.
Oh, please, as Africans, we are tired of this debate. We are tired of the comparison. We are not trying to compare ourselves to you, and we're not expecting you guys to compare yourself to us. As an African, we don't speak one language. We have different languages because Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent, and as a continent, we have different parts of the continent. We have Eastern Africa, we have Western Africa, we have Southern Africa, and we have Northern Africa. You do not expect these people to have the same language. Just because you speak English doesn't mean our English is going to be the same to you, because we speak with different accents. We Africans have accents, okay? And for the fact that you don't know anything about African, that doesn't make you smart. That makes you ignorant because you don't want to explore and you're not open-minded to try and learn your own culture. Because for you to claim you're American and African, that means part of your culture is in Africa and you're ignoring that part of the culture, embracing another part of the culture, which it's very fine if that's the culture that you want to claim. But please do not bring in the comparison, because we Africans are tired of this dragging and this debate, because we are not trying to claim you better than us, and we're not saying that you are better than us, neither are you better than us, because we Africans stand together as one. You are a Satan race in America. We are a whole continent. You don't expect us to have the way we speak to be the same as yours, because English is not our first language to begin with. We have our cultural languages. Each country have their own languages, so we stick to the languages. Matter of fact, we have Nigeria, western side. They have Pidgin. That's an English that's mixed with their language. We have Tanzania, East Africa, Kenya. We have an English that is mixed with our language. We have Northern Africa. They have an English that is mixed with their languages. We have Southern Africa. We all have English, just that it is mixed with our language. That doesn't make that you are better than us when it comes to the language and the way we talk. And also, I want to remind you this: Africa, it's okay if you don't want to claim it. We have 54 countries in this continent, and we won't be bothered if a certain race of people in America don't want to claim us. We already have 54 countries inside this continent claiming to be us, so we would be bothered. Okay, if you want to exclude yourself from being African, it's fine. It's totally okay. We don't have a problem with that. But don't come here practicing our culture and abusing it at the same time. If you want to claim African, behave like an African, because you are African. For you to add African American in your language, that makes you an African. Part of you is African, so respect that part of you the same way you respect the American part of you. Please, we will not take this whatever again. I don't want to say cussing word, because I'm not gonna stoop so low to dragging you to the same way you guys drag us. I'm not gonna do that. And of course, I don't care if you come here and say that my English is not that good. I don't even care, because it's not my first language either. I have a language. If I would speak my fellow Africans, they would understand. But at least you get the concept of what we're trying to talk about. Do not compare us to you, because we're not trying to compare yourself to we're not trying to compare us to you. So please do not compare us to you. We don't care. We have lots of culture to worry about. We have a lot of things to worry about than to worry about your POV, your point of view. If you think you're better than us, so be it. But we don't care. We honestly do not care.
Do y'all ever get tired of having the same exact arguments over and over again? You really think that police officers stopping you to ask whether you're African American Black or Nigerian American Black? I dare you to go put on a ski mask and walk through a white neighborhood and test that theory. Do not actually. But let's be so for real.
You are professional. You don't know how to handle business, bitch. You don't know the bitch. You're fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Get out here. Get out my fist. We need ugly ass. Fucking hair. Ugly ass. Get him. Get all of that. Fix my hair. None of that, bitch. Fix my fucking hair. She's like crazy.
Alright, Nadine. Count your days, because what is this? I just got my hair done on Tuesday. It's Friday. Why is my boho falling out? That's one. Two, I'm getting my hair braided and they in here arguing over top of doing my head. Getting my hair done in Nadine's was, I'm not even gonna lie, this was probably the worst experience I've ever had getting my hair braided. It took them 8 hours. I got there at 7 p.m. I didn't leave till almost 3 in the morning. My hair ain't that big, bro. Then y'all didn't clean up my braids. Why what's these knot things? Why is my boho not fed into my braid? Why is it knotted into my braid? Look at this. This is a mess. This is a mess. My braid's not cleaned up. Look at this. What is this? It looked like a nest. This look at this braid. I'm just one. Look at this part. Why is that not cut off? And y'all charge way too much for me to have to bring my own hair, and then it still turn out like this. This is I only had this for 3 days. I haven't even gone on my trip yet. I haven't even left. I haven't got no water, nothing. This is crazy. This is the third piece to fall out. I'm just recording today. What advice? Don't go to Nadine's.
Alright, let me start out by saying if the background looks familiar, then please do not tag or mention them because I'm not trying to bash nobody's business. But I had a terrible experience there. And when I say I got my ass up and I went over to Cunty Hair Braiding on Instagram, baby. Now you see how packed it was. It was very packed in there. But girl, they got right to it. The braider, Sally, she even gave me some food. Y'all, she ate them braids up. But I did want medium. It seemed like that medium is more small than medium. But look, these braids. Yes, get into it. This is your sign. Always speak up for yourself and go where you want to be.
Bitch, Fatima had my hair fucked up and my scalp bleeding. Let me show y'all before you book. My scalp is flaked up because the braids were really dry. If you look closely, you can see my scalp was bleeding and they were so tight, I had a headache for weeks. But let me give y'all the story time so y'all can really understand why I want to catch this bitch outside. So when I first met Fatima, she was really nice. We agreed to $120 for some stitch braids. Okay, these stitch braids were a T. Let me show y'all a picture on the screen. Like, as you see, the hair ate and the mug ate too. But when I go back to Fatima this time, y'all, she could not get the parts right. Like, she would do a stitch braid on this braid and it would be right here. And then the other line on the stitch braid would be up here. So my lines were not connected. And y'all, I am very particular when it comes to my hair. So if my lines are not going straight across for each braid, baby, I don't want it. I kid y'all not, this lady tried 5 times to part my hair and she still couldn't get it right. So she basically did mini Bantu knots on each part of my head. So this braid had 10 parts. She would put 1 ponytail, 2 ponytails, 3, just so she could get the parts right. Then when she tried to braid the hair, there were snag hairs coming out of the braid. So when I tell her that this is not working, she's like, okay, I will just finish parting your hair, putting the mini ponytails in your hair, and then I'm gonna pass you to my friend and she's gonna do the actual braid so there's no hairs coming out of the braid. And the whole time that she's doing the mini ponytail, she's talking about, you have thick hair, you have thick hair. And I'm like, as a black braider, you should not be talking about thick hair. Like, do not piss me off. So she passes me to her friend and her friend is braiding my hair, but my head is thumping. The braids are so tight and she's not using any grease. So I was like, hey, do you mind applying a little grease? Like, that could help it like kind of ease the tension on my scalp. And my hair is like really dry right now. Could you please add some grease? And she was like, no, you have too thick hair. And she keeps on braiding my hair. After I complained like 3 more times, she was like, okay, I'll add some grease. And she adds the smallest dab with her pinky of grease of Blue Magic throughout my entire hair. And I'm like, oh my God. So she finishes braiding my hair. And of course, like, the braids look cute and all, but there's still just like a few small hairs coming out of the braids. And so she was like, do you want me to cut them? And I was like, no, do not cut my hair. I left the shop that night with a massive headache and I had to take migraine medicine 2 to 3 times a day just to get through it. But I did all of this just so I could fly to LA. When I get back from LA, my head is thumping so bad and I click my hair and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. That's when I take the pictures that you can see on the screen and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to contact Fatima because at this point I have to take my braids down and I need a refund. So that's when I contact Fatima and I'm like asking for like a refund or at least like a partial refund. And I proved to her that she's the one that was braiding my hair. I was filming this day because I was vlogging like a come get my hair braided with me type of video. So I show her the video of her braiding my hair. I show her current pictures of my scalp. Literally this lady is like, okay, I will get you a refund. Well, the lady never got me a fucking refund. I ended up blowing her phone up like, hey, are you gonna send it? Are you gonna send it? She stops responding. I'm telling her I'm gonna contact the police and the lady just does not fucking care. And of course the NYPD doesn't give a fuck either. So I only got 2 weeks out of my brace that I paid $120 for and I tipped, bringing it to $125. I then had to buy some Selsun Blue medicated shampoo and try to take it easy on my scalp because like I said, it was damaged and bleeding. Do not book that bitch and please be more mindful of the hairstylists that y'all are going to out here in New York.
Again, that's not true. You see this lady in the middle? She's located in Nigeria and look at the material. Again, this is the same lady. You see the stitch braids? Yeah, that's her that she did that. Again, the same lady. She's located in Nigeria. Like, come on now. And then I seen people making excuses saying, oh, they're older generation or they might be older. Again, no shade, but this lady, she look like she could be in her like late 30s, early 40s. She don't look that young. But you see the material, again, it don't matter about age. If you want to flourish in life, you're going to learn how to do new things and don't be stuck in your ways. That's what's wrong with old people. They like to be stuck in their ways. We like baby hairs. Yeah.
I ended up going to the Africans and how y'all think she did? She got me together. She spoke a lot of French. You feel me? My girl really ain't speaking nothing else but bon appetit because she ate okay, period.
What other race/ethnicities do you believe would be there to help black people in a race war?
Black American people, because the Caribbeans and the Africans, I don't see them standing up with us either.
Excuse the out of me.
The diaspora wars are already going crazy. It's mad Caribbeans and African people that think that they better than black Americans as it is. So when people from other countries come here, they are already forewarned. Stay away from them black Americans. They're like this. They're like that. There are a lot that will stand up with us, but I'm not counting every single last one.
So what you're saying is there are going to be a group of West Indians who are going to look at a race war and say, I'm from Trinidad, I know what's going on here. But I'm from Trinidad, I know what's going on in Alabama and all them type of thing. Them fellas down there, that's good. I go on right out soldier.
The youth talk it like a joke, but guess what? A serious thing, Can we know some yardie that say, fight what kind of blood clot war? For who? After the white man, them never do me nothing. They come if make money for me and my family. If me have to go fight war, me I go back on my blood clot yard. Saying? And another thing I want the Queen to know. Saying? Yes, there are Africans and there are Caribbean people who think that them better than African Americans. But there are also African Americans who think that them better than Africans and Caribbean people. Saying? An African American once told me while on vacation in Jamaica that he was a higher class of black than me. Why? He stated that because the slave ship dropped him off in America. That's what he told me. Saying? Know that.
And in my opinion, it's sad to see, honestly, it's sad to see my fellow black Americans and my Africans tussling over, boycotting each other. It shouldn't go like that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. I'm saying this because I understand both sides. One thing I will say this is a lot of Africans who come from Africa, and I'm talking out of perspective, out of my experience, we really don't have a background of American history. I literally learned American history when I came here and joined college. That's how I learned, and I was literally saddened because one thing I will tell you guys, Africa is a large continent, 54 countries, right? So it having all those countries, we were colonized by different European countries. You know what I'm saying? We were colonized by the British, others by French, others by this, that, and the third, different countries, right? So in our system, in our school system, where we learn our history that we learn about those who colonized us. It's like if we learn about something about American, it wouldn't be nothing deep as when I came here and actually sat for a history lesson and I was saddened. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? You will never understand. You just hear people that will come, the people who came to America or came out here and lived, they will come out home, but they're not going to tell you what it is like. They wouldn't tell you the real. They really wouldn't. You really have to come here and learn the history. And for me, I feel like it saddens me because it's all a miscommunication, and at the same time it's something about like learning each other's side. For me, I would suggest instead of having to protest and boycott these businesses, have that day as a blackout for you guys to come on TikTok and see different perspectives. Get on those TikToks, get on those rooms. My black Americans teach your history to the Americans, to the Africans, because I'm telling you, a lot of them do not know nothing about the history, especially if they come here and they don't sit for that class. They will never know. They will see it here and there, but they will never understand. I had to literally sit down for a class to understand. And when I tell you, even Native Americans and this and that, like especially them, like I even see like road signs here in Atlanta, like Indian Trail, and I'm always like saddened. Like it strokes me because it's like, damn, it takes me back to my history class. It's like, damn, I learned about the Indian Trail, and for me to see that as a big poster, as like an exit sign or like a sign, it's like it got me like, damn, how do they feel? How do they feel that their ancestors and the people went through that, and it's now a big sign, like a sign of, we achieved that, kind of, So people, I'm telling y'all, Africans will not understand your history unless y'all teach it to them, right? And then for black Americans, y'all will not understand the African history Because y'all think that we learn about American history back home, but we don't. We literally learn about our colonizers, which 9 times out of 10 were not a lot of Americans. Like for my country, it was the British, like literally. In some other countries, it was French. That's why you see some Africans, they speak French, they speak this different languages. And you're like, why? How do you speak that? And you were here, you know, because those were colonizers. So to me, I would suggest just have a history lesson on August 1st. There's no need for us to come for each other like that. It will never go anywhere. It will never go anywhere. People will still stay ignorant. Like, yes, y'all will boycott. Y'all will feel like you're doing something. Y'all will feel like you're putting people under you. You'll feel like, oh yeah, I'm above someone. But like, it will never go nowhere. The generation will still continue to cycle, and other people will just look around and see like, damn, they never went through with a boycott for us. So let's see how it's gonna work out for them. Like, it's better if we're together. Like, come together and show something different. Show like y'all teaching each other, because at this point, y'all see even a lot of parts of history is trying to be erased. Now, why are y'all gonna waste time from August 1st till the 2026? Someone was talking about from August till 2026, wasting your time doing this while you could use it to educate each other. And I'm not just saying Black Americans only, even Africans, educate each other and be able to receive. Get on those rooms. I literally have been going in those rooms and they ask, oh, where are you from? I say different perspective. I'm from Zambia. I'm from Mozambique. I'm a Black American. They give you their perspective. They tell you how they're treated. And a lot of Africans act like they're ignorant. Oh no, we don't do that. That's because you ain't got no history about them and you will never see how you affected. You come here and you move like how you were told. A lot of people, Africans, move from like experiences from other people, like, oh yeah, don't go deal with them, and then they come here, they use that. It's like, give people a chance. I would just tell people, have more of an open mind. And that's something that has helped me grow, like even while being in my time in America, that's helped me grow to see different people's shoes, because you will have that mindset. Having a closed mindset is the worst thing ever. Try to understand each other, try to teach each other, because I'm telling you guys, once you get to understanding each other, you will just feel like, damn, we really are being put under by the same oppressor. That's just the truth. And now y'all can feel each other's pain and can see, how can we correct this for the next generations? How can we stop this pain? How can we teach our people the history and get through it, instead of just like, what is that gonna be? Do you want it to be like under the history books? Oh yeah, in this time we did this, we did boycotted from this and this and that. Like, do you want it to be in the history books like you did that or something? I don't know. Just help me understand down in the comment section, because I feel like there's no need to do that. Because if it was the other way around, you would never find me doing that to someone, especially who just looks like has my color, you know. I wouldn't do that. It's not, and not saying that I would do it to someone who doesn't look like me, but like, that just feels like I'm going against my own. Like, why? It feels so bad. It feels so sad. I just pray we just go through it. But with that being said, I hope I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I would like to see you guys' opinions down in the comment sections for sure. And turn on your post notifications. With that being said, till next time, bye.